especially being with the vets, getting our timing down. So I'm excited for the summer.
What's your plan for the next 5 to 6 weeks before you report to camp? And will you gather with your receivers and some of the other quarterbacks and go over things just to kind of refresh everybody?
Just work out, stay in the playbook, and throw the fuck out the ball. So
We saw a pretty good back and forth with you and Jeffrey, I guess, from his first day back. What's that been like, and what's it been like kind of exchanging trash talk with the defense?
it's been good. I need somebody like that, especially somebody like Jeff who's gonna let you know he's there. Every time he's one of the best defensive tackles in the league, if not the best. I'm glad he's on my team. I'm glad he's not one of the ones who gets a chance to get a free shot at me. But I mean, I'm happy I'm playing with him. I know he's excited about my future, but I can't wait to get on the field with him on Sunday.
Offenses look really good a lot
Brian
of the
said
time.
yesterday that he had to ask you if it was okay to put in a play call when you're still talking to Jeff. How are you able to focus kind of do like that, and how much does the trash talk kind of fire you up or lock you in?
I'm always locked in. Trash talk, it'll never mean nothing to me. It won't get to me in some type of way. I'm just somebody who likes doing it. And so what's the point of playing something that you love? You can't have fun with it. So, that's where it comes from. But, I mean, I love the game. And so any chance I get, to let somebody know that they can't fuck with me, it really doesn't matter.
The offense has seemed at times really comfortable in the middle of the field, and you're really comfortable in the middle of the field. We know you had a lot of success there in college. How do you feel this group is done there, and is expanding to the outside something that needs to happen or will come?
The receiver group?
Sorry?
You talking about how the receiver group?
Well, the offense in general, it seems like a lot of throws have been inside the number.
Yeah, I think that's just what Coach Callahan is just doing to just comfort, myself and the whole offense. I'm real comfortable throwing over the middle, even on the outside. I just think, my receivers, they're willing to take hits if they need to. But we got a good young core. We got a good veteran core, and Vic, Calvin, and then guys like Tim, Delic, Sherpo, Gunnerhelm. He's a real savvy tight end. He's gonna be able to help me out a lot in the scramble game for sure. But I just think they built us the right way from the perimeter standpoint. And so I'm excited that I get to throw the wide open people every day. They're gonna make my life easier, and I hope I do it to theirs.
We're still a couple of months away from the season. How you like where you are now? Where have you got to get better to get back?
I just think the biggest thing just being just comfortable with the protections. It's not even the base stuff. It's the checks I can make, the checks I have to get out of. But that's gonna come over time. I'm excited for it. Coach Bo, Coach Callahan, they've been getting me right, and so I'm ready to get back to working next month with the team.
Where would you say you've improved the most this camp?
Say that again?
I said we hadn't seen many picks from you in the off season. Today there were a couple. What do you learn maybe from a day and from maybe a couple of picks like that?
First one, 7-on-7. I don't count that. It's not real football. I'm glad I threw it to Cody. That was 6 points for my team. The second one, I should have sidearmed it. I don't know why I did some generic stuff. And really just getting better off the field. Got to continue to move backwards with my eyes. And then really just, playing clean football, especially in the red zone. I have to take care of the ball. I'm aware of that. But, I'd rather do all the crazy stuff in practice, so the game I know I can get away with.
Where would you say you've improved the most since you got here?
I just think my learning the terminology of the protection, I would say. The route concepts, they were all the same. From college, it was different words, but the same concepts. But I think I've improved the most daily over learning the protections from 5-man to 6-man to our max protect. And so, that's the hardest part of the quarterback position is knowing the protections in and out. But I'm on the right track right now, and I got some good coaches who will continue to help me out.
Is it important for you at some point during this time between now and camp to get away from football? Some both talk like there's a plan that includes some of that.
A little bit, but I mean, when you like me, it's hard to get away. I mean, it's something that you never can take your mind off of. I'll be in the house and I'll just think about a bad play. I'll probably be in the shower thinking about the pick, and so it's just something that will never leave me until I'm probably done playing football. So, I just try to get better every day, not try to repeat the same mistakes.
A lot of guys, when they make a mistake like that, they let it carry over to the next play or two, or it continues to affect them. That hadn't seemed to be the case with you. How do you kind of compartmentalize it and deal with it later?
I really don't care about interceptions, none of that. At the end of the day, it's how you respond to the next play. You're either going to win the game or you're going to lose the game. It's only two outcomes. And so I just think as the quarterback, you have to continue to motivate yourself and the guys around you when things are going bad. Things are going bad. So We all gonna have mistakes. Receivers gonna have a drop. I'm gonna have a pick. I'm gonna have a fumble. O-line's gonna give up a sack. So we just gotta continue to play complementary football like we've been doing during camp. We try to translate it to training camp and then towards the season.
Cam, how have you seen kind of your relentlessness and your work ethic galvanize maybe some others?
I mean, it's really a choice at the end of the day. We're grown men. If you need somebody to motivate you, you shouldn't be playing football. So that's just the way I was raised. That's the way, I train. But I know the work that I put in, whether it pays off this year or in the future, I know it's going to pay off eventually.
When you have a moment like you were talking about where you say, well, I should have sidearmed it or I should have done that, is that coaching or is that something you just know instinctively of this?
No,
is
it's
the
just
direction?
instinctively.
Okay.
Coaches can't tell me where to throw the ball. At the end of the day, all I can do is call the plays. So, I got to continue to put the team in the best situation, especially in the red zone. We have 3 points. So, it's a learning curve, and, I'm going to be able to get through it.
What would you say your confidence level is before this break heading into training camp?
10.
What's going to be your measurement for success, do you think, as you get into training camp? Like, how do you value each day for yourself, whether or not it was a good day?
You either throw a lot of touchdowns, you throw a lot of picks, and so you got to weigh your options. But I think the biggest thing is measuring the wins. The quarterback position will always be judged off wins. So I'm just trying to win a lot of games in the NFL in my career. Try to put my team and help the team in the best case win a lot of games.
Kim, where do you think that confidence? You said 10. Where did that come from? You weren't really heavily recruited. You kind of had to prove yourself. Where do you think you learned to be so confident?
Just my upbringing, not getting everything I wanted, and also just believing in God. And He's shined the light on me. And I'm blessed every time I get to step on the field. I'm thankful, and so I know the work I put in. I know the film I watch. I know the things I do with my receiver. So I know every day it ain't gonna be perfect, but it's about just minimizing the mistakes that you make to try to have a perfect day.
Were you ever at a 4 or a 5 or a 6? And when did you get to 10?
No, I'll probably never get that low, even if I throw a 4-book game this year. At the end of the day, I'm a gunslinger. I live by that. I always die by it. So Coach Callahan knows what type of guy he has in the quarterback room and me. And so, I'm just thankful that I got guys around me to help me out. Also B.A., Brandon, and Will. Tim in there, they help me out a lot, just getting me right with protections. Then also the receiving core, they're going to be able to, compliment my game a lot.
Cam, when we talked to you a few weeks ago, you were talking about how the speed of like NFL DBs and whatnot is one of the biggest things you've been adjusting to. What have you had to change maybe in your process or the clock in your head to like maybe counteract the faster players that are going up against at this level?
Just throwing on the perimeter, whether it's a goal ball, a post ball, you can't leave as much air as you would in college because these guys do have good makeup speed. Like guys like Mike, guys like Hook, like those guys that get into it. So defensively, I think we have one of the best defenses in the NFL, especially the fronts, and Sweat and Jeff, Ali up there making plays, Artie Key up there making plays for us. So, we compete every day. I'm excited to, continue to build my relationship with those guys on the defensive end. I know they're going to have my back and I'm going to have theirs.
Your
mom and dad were here. You keep talking about your upbringing. How special is that to have them here at practice?
It's special. They'll try to be at every practice, but I mean, those two, they never miss a game. They always been there for me, and it's just honor because not a lot of kids get to have both their parents in their life at their age, and so I'm blessed. And so every time I step on the field, I just remember everything, money, financially, time-wise that they spent, to get me to this point.